Welcome to R Says Legal Advice, where a grieving son gets his inheritance stolen by his own aunt, while she's supposed to be helping him. Our next Reddit post is from someone dealing with the absolute worst kind of family betrayal. So my dad passed away, and my aunt is the executor of the estate, and she is saying that she is not opening the will/posting the death certificate, and that we are to sell everything. She is also not letting the two beneficiaries of the will see it. She is telling us to hurry up and sell everything and read the will. To clarify, in the will, it is stated that we are supposed to sell everything and the profits are supposed to go to me and my brother, but she is trying to sell things directly instead of asking/going through me or my brother who lives on the estate, and she is trying to be paid directly. Also in the will, it states that if anyone contests the will in probate, it is like voided or something. Do I need to talk to a lawyer? If so, what lawyer do I get? P.S. Sorry for the crap format. I haven't gotten any sleep in a while. Okay. You guys, I need to take a deep breath here because this story is making my eye twitch. We've got a classic case of family vultures circling the moment someone dies, and it's absolutely disgusting. So let me get this straight. OP's dad just passed away, and instead of allowing the grieving process to happen naturally, Aunt Greedy McMoney Grabber is out here trying to run some kind of estate sale scam. She won't even let the beneficiaries see the will. That's not just sketchy, that's straight up illegal in most states. Look, I've been through this with my own family, and let me tell you, the moment money gets involved, people show their true colors. But this aunt is taking it to a whole new level. She's literally trying to sell everything before anyone can read what the will actually says, which screams to me that she knows she's about to get caught with her hand in the cookie jar. And that clause about contesting the will, that's called a no contest clause, and it's designed to prevent frivolous lawsuits, not to let executors run wild and steal from beneficiaries. This woman is weaponizing legal language to manipulate grieving family members, which is about as low as you can go. Here's what's really pissing me off. OP is apologizing for the crap format because they haven't slept. I can't get over this situation. It's absolutely crushing. This person just lost their dad, and instead of getting to grieve like they should, they're stuck dealing with family nonsense that feels like some crazy TV drama. What really gets to me is the timing. Seriously? Your father just died, and this is when people decide to cause problems? It's just cruel beyond words. I keep thinking about how drained they must feel. You're already completely wiped out from grief and loss, and then the people who should have your back are making everything 10 times harder. It's like getting hit when you're already on the ground. Some families really show who they are during the absolute worst times, don't they? What really gets me is how they're still worried about their post being messy. Like, seriously, your dad just died and your family's acting sketchy, but you're concerned about typos? The whole death certificate thing really rubs me the wrong way. I mean, come on. Who refuses to file something that basic? It's not like it's optional paperwork. From what I understand about Tennessee law, executors have about a month to get the will filed with probate court after someone passes. Not doing it just seems, deliberately difficult. This person's obviously running on empty, probably hasn't had a decent night's sleep since everything happened, and they're still out here trying to figure out what's legal and what's not. It's just sad, you know? Nobody should have to deal with this kind of mess when they're already going through hell. She's not doing this as a favor. She's breaking the law. Opie, listen to me very carefully. You need a probate attorney, and you need one yesterday. This is not a maybe I should get a lawyer situation. This is a my family member is actively stealing from me, and I need legal protection immediately situation. And most probate lawyers offer free consultations, especially when there's executor misconduct. Don't let her intimidate you with legal jargon. She's counting on you being too grief-stricken to fight back. 0 out of 5 buttholes. Grieving and being taken advantage of by family. The aunt. 5 out of 5 buttholes. Using grief and legal intimidation to steal from family. OP's dad. 0 out of 5 buttholes. Probably rolling in his grave right now. Get that lawyer, OP. Make this woman's life very difficult. Our next Reddit post is from someone dealing with divorce drama and a wife who's trying to steal his dog. So I'm getting divorced, and my wife is demanding I pay her to keep my own dog. My wife and I are getting a divorce. We have been married for almost 3 years and have been together for 5. We do not have any kids together, but she did have 2 kids from previous relationships. Both of them are now middle school age. I am not going to lie and say I am not bitter or upset, because I am. I am also not without fault in all of this. We started to discuss living options for me. I need to also say that when we first moved in together, we got a dog that I took on the responsibility of. I found the breeder, made and took the dog to all the vet and grooming appointments, took her to puppy training, and house trained her. My wife even told me a few months ago that she has just now in the past year started to warm up to the dog and feel like it's, quote, her dog. Now, I expected to be the one to move out, but I was not expecting was her saying she wants $350 a month to, quote, keep things going here. Then added she is keeping the dog and wants $1,000 instead. I was floored by that and just taken aback by it. She is sick, the kind that will just get worse as her life goes on. It affects her work, but she is still working full time. We both are making similar money. My question is there any legal ground for her to ask for money? What about the dog? We have an apartment lease in both our names that does not expire until April of next year. Yeah, hold up. Hold up. You guys, I need to sit down for this one because this story just went from 0 to absolutely unhinged in about 2 sentences flat. So we've got a couple getting divorced. Okay, happens to the best of us. But then this woman pulls out what I can only describe as the most audacious financial demand I've ever heard in my life. She wants $1,000 a month? For what? To keep existing? And let me get this straight. OP is the one who got the dog, trained the dog, took the dog to all its appointments, basically raised this dog from a puppy, and now she's like, cool, I'm keeping the dog, and you need to pay me rent money. That's not how divorce works, lady. That's not how any of this works. As someone who's been through a messy breakup myself, I can tell you that people will try to weaponize literally everything when relationships go south. But demanding $1,000 a month while keeping someone else's dog, that's some next level petty behavior right there. The fact that she admitted she only started warming up to the dog in the past year tells me everything I need to know.
This isn't about the dog. This is about control and revenge. She's trying to hurt OP where it counts. And she figured out that taking his dog and demanding money would be the perfect double whammy. And can we talk about the manipulation here? First, it's $350 to, quote-unquote, keep things going. Then suddenly it jumps to $1,000? That's not negotiation. That's extortion. It's like she's testing how much she can squeeze out of him before he breaks. Here's what really gets me. They don't even have kids together. But she's acting like she's entitled to spousal support for life. They've been married for 3 years, not 30. And they're both making similar money, so where's the justification for any of this? OP, listen to me very carefully. Get a lawyer. Like yesterday. This woman is trying to take advantage of your guilt and emotional attachment to manipulate you into a financial arrangement that makes 0 sense. Don't let her gaslight you into thinking this is reasonable. And about the dog, if you've got receipts for the vet bills, the training, the grooming, all of it, that's your dog, period. Document everything, keep all those records, and fight for what's yours. OP, 1 out of 5 buttholes. Admits fault in the relationship, seems genuine about wanting to do right. The wife, 5 out of 5 buttholes. Manipulative, greedy, trying to steal a dog and extort money. The dog, 0 out of 5 buttholes. Just wants belly rubs and doesn't understand human drama. Don't pay her a dime, OP. Get that lawyer and get your dog back. Our next Reddit post is from someone whose coworker somehow got access to their Fidelity account and stole all their money. My coworker has access to my Fidelity. I never authorized this, and all my money is gone. I've worked with him 3 years ago. Hi. So today I got curious about my 401k and wanted to check it in Fidelity. I logged in and it did the usual 2-step authorization. Then I saw a number I don't recognize, XXXXXX1236. I only ever had a number ending in 5874. Fake. I logged in and saw everything was completely empty. 401k completely gone. Starbucks stock plan completely empty. I was thinking maybe it was a glitch and opened and closed the app still empty. I called customer service and I asked them about the unknown number and they read it out to me and it was in the same zip code as I was in and the same zip code as I was at work. I looked it up on my messages and it was my supervisor's number. Mind you, I haven't worked with them in over 3 years and I have never even given my social security or anything to them, even when we worked together. I'm a troublemaker and she got fired eventually. I don't know how she got a hold of my social security or even bypassed this stuff. If she actually emptied my accounts by somehow getting my social security from work, what can I do? ?
Note, I am getting deployed next month and worried I won't have enough time for a lawyer. I have worked at Starbucks before I joined the Army and left it 2 months before I went to basic. Tomorrow I'm contacting Fidelity since they are closed on weekends. Will update, question mark. Yo, you guys, I literally had to pause this story 3 times because my brain could not process the absolute audacity of what just happened here. This is not just theft. This is like next level Ocean's 11 type fraud, except instead of George Clooney, it's some bitter ex-supervisor who apparently has way too much time on her hands. So let me get this straight. OP logs into their 401k, expecting to see their hard-earned money, and instead finds out their account has been completely drained by someone they worked with 3 years ago. Not 3 months, not 3 weeks, 3 years. This woman has been sitting on OP's personal information for 3 years, like some kind of financial vampire waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And the fact that she used her own phone number, that's not criminal mastermind behavior. That's just plain stupid. Like, if you're gonna commit fraud, at least don't use your own contact info. It's like robbing a bank and leaving your driver's license at the scene. But here's what really gets me. How the hell did she get OP's social security number in the first place? As someone who's worked retail management, I can tell you that regular supervisors don't just have access to employee SSNs lying around. That information is locked down tighter than Fort Knox in most companies, especially at places like Starbucks. This screams inside job to me. Either she had access she wasn't supposed to have, or she somehow social engineered her way into getting this information. And the timing, right before OP's deployment, that's not coincidence, that's calculated. The fact that OP called her a troublemaker and mentioned she got fired tells me everything I need to know about this woman's character. She's probably been planning this revenge fantasy for years, just waiting for the right moment to screw over someone who she felt wronged by. And can we talk about how terrifying this is? Like, your 401k is supposed to be secure. That's your retirement money, your future, and some bitter ex-coworker can just waltz in and take it because she happened to memorize your social security number 3 years ago? OP, listen to me, this is not a civil matter. This is straight up criminal. Identity theft, wire fraud, probably a dozen other federal charges. Don't just call Fidelity, call the police. Call the FBI. This woman needs to be in handcuffs, not just fired from whatever job she's probably ruining now. OP 0 out of 5 buttholes, victim of an absolutely insane crime. The ex-supervisor, 5 out of 5 buttholes. This is straight up evil, prison-level butthole behavior. Fidelity's security, 3 out of 5 buttholes. How did this even happen in the first place? This woman better lawyer up because she's about to learn what federal prison looks like. Our next Reddit post is from someone whose neighbor's dog got into their barn and ate rat poison, and now they're getting threatened with a lawsuit. Neighbor's dog got out and ate rat poison in my barn. They are now threatening to sue. Recently, my neighbor's dog was getting out of the makeshift pen they had made for it and coming over into our lot. I had asked them on multiple occasions to keep the dog off our property because we have a lot of farm animals, and because of that, we have an aggressive pest control program that includes a lot of rat poison. A few days ago, their dog chewed open one of the plastic traps that we had out and ate all of the poison in the trap. When I found the trap torn open, I called them and told them their dog probably ate the poison and sent them the brand of poison it was. They took the dog to the vet and it survived a few days, but they sent me a copy of the vet bill and the adoption papers for the dog, and they wanted me to pay it. I told them I've asked them multiple times to keep the dog off my property because of the rat poison, and they could not or would not do it. They said it's not their fault the dog got out and they want me to pay some or all of the bill. I don't feel like I am responsible for their dog getting out and eating rat poison in my barn anymore than the multiple dogs that have gotten out and hit on the highway. Am I correct about that, or should I be paying some or all of the bill? Okay, so hold up, you guys. This story just made my blood pressure spike because I've literally been through something similar, and let me tell you, the audacity of some people is absolutely mind-blowing. So we've got neighbors who can't keep their damn dog contained, right? And OP, who's running what sounds like a legitimate farm operation, has told them multiple times, hey, keep your dog away because we use rat poison. That's not a threat. That's a warning. That's being a decent human being. But no. These neighbors are out here acting like OP set up some kind of elaborate dog trap. Like, what did they think was going to happen? You've got a farm, you've got rats, you put out rat poison. It's literally farm management 101. And then, oh my God, and then after their dog dies, because they couldn't be bothered to fix their makeshift pen, already a red flag, by the way, they have the absolute nerve to send OP the vet bills and adoption papers like it's some kind of invoice. As someone who's had farm animals, let me explain something to you guys. Rat poison isn't hidden away in some secret location. It's usually in barns, in outbuildings, places where rats actually go. If your dog is getting to someone else's barn, that's a you problem, not a them problem.
The highway analogy OP used is perfect. If your dog gets out and gets hit by a car, you don't sue the driver. You blame yourself for not keeping your dog secure. Same principle applies here. What really gets me is how the neighbors are trying to play the victim here. It's not our fault the dog got out. Excuse me, what? Whose fault is it then? The dog's? The dog made a conscious decision to escape and trespass on someone else's property? Here's the thing, OP gave them fair warning. Multiple warnings, actually. At that point, you either fix your fence or you accept the consequences. You don't get to ignore someone's repeated requests and then act shocked when exactly what they warned you about happens. This is why I always tell people, document everything. Every conversation, every warning, every time you ask someone to fix a problem, because people will absolutely try to rewrite history when it suits them. OP, 0 out of 5 buttholes. Gave fair warning, used necessary pest control, handled it properly. The neighbors, 5 out of 5 buttholes. Negligent pet ownership, ignoring warnings, then demanding payment. The dog, 0 out of 5 buttholes. Just being a dog, victim of irresponsible owners. Don't pay a dime, OP. You did everything right. Our next Reddit post is from someone whose realtor is demanding they remove their pride flag. Realtor demanding I remove pride flag. I live next to a house that is currently on the market. It has only been on for 2 weeks, but the owner is panicking that he won't be able to sell it. I have a few political banners hanging on my fence, nothing outrageous, and a pride flag hanging from my porch. The other day, the realtor selling the house came over asking if we can take the banners down because it, quote, doesn't exude the luxury experience they're selling. Whatever, I said fine, to not escalate things, and took some of the banners down. Just kept the pride flag up. The realtor then came back, angry, wanting to know why we didn't take the pride flag down too. We told her it's not coming down, and because of that demand, put the banners back up. She came back and tried to bribe us with a $200 gift card to take the banners and the pride flag down. I said no. Today, they complained to my landlord, who just called me and said that the banners and the pride flag have to come down. I looked through my lease, and there is no stipulation on outdoor decor whatsoever. I'm not really worried about this ruining things, though. I'm more pissed off and wouldn't mind if someone could tell me about the realtor who keeps harassing me. I'm assuming the fact that it's a pride flag they're going after is a big deal. Look, I gotta be real with you guys. This story has me absolutely fired up, and I haven't even had my second cup of coffee yet. So let me get this straight. We've got a realtor who's basically going door to door like some kind of decoration police because God forbid someone sees a rainbow flag and suddenly doesn't want to drop $500,000 on a house. Give me a break. First off, OP, and this is important, you did absolutely nothing wrong here. You're on your own property, you checked your lease, you're legally in the clear. The fact that this realtor came back 3 separate times tells me everything I need to know about what we're dealing with here. And yo, can we talk about that bribe attempt? $200? That's insulting on multiple levels. Like, if you're gonna try to pay me to compromise my values, at least make it worth my while. $200 is what I spend on groceries in a week. It's not shut up and hide who you are money. But here's what really gets me. The landlord suddenly growing a spine after the realtor complained. As a renter myself, I've been in situations where landlords try to flex over stuff they have zero legal right to control. This screams discrimination to me, and in Virginia, there are laws about this stuff. The realtor trying to frame this as a luxury experience issue is such transparent bullshit, it's almost funny. Newsflash, if someone's going to be that bothered by a pride flag, they probably weren't going to buy the house anyway, and honestly, good. Let them find somewhere else to live. What really pisses me off is how this whole thing escalated. OP was actually pretty reasonable at first. Took down the political banners to keep the peace. But the minute that realtor came back demanding the pride flag specifically, it became crystal clear what this was really about. Here's my advice, OP. Document everything. Every conversation, every demand, every time they show up at your door. Virginia has some solid tenant protection laws, and harassment based on sexual orientation or gender identity is not something you have to put up with. And to that realtor, get a new job. If you think a rainbow flag is going to tank your sale, you're in the wrong business. Maybe try selling houses in areas where people actually want to live around decent human beings. OP. 0 out of 5 buttholes. Standing up for what's right while being totally reasonable. The realtor. 5 out of 5 buttholes. Harassment, discrimination, and weak bribery attempts. The landlord. 4 out of 5 buttholes. Caving to pressure when they should have your back. The house seller. 2 out of 5 buttholes. Panicking after 2 weeks and enabling this mess. Stay strong, OP. Your flag stays up.